Hi everyone, my name is Tan.
And I'm Eddie,
I'm Anthony.
Today we're gonna be talking about YouTube's new policy.
and we just want to bring awareness with the YouTube policies for content creators or independent artists, and because this affects everyone. We're just using this as feedback, not like complaint, but as feedback for both YouTube and also just people to have awareness.
A way to express our opinions on the new policies, how we think that it will affect creators, like Eddie said before, but also how freedom of speech has changed over the years. We've noticed that it's getting more and more restrictive on social media in general, not just YouTube. And then now with this new policy by YouTube coming in, it's making it really tough for creators to just be themselves and express themselves.
Was a lot of changes happening. We're new on this and on the channel, but I could see how it sucks for other people. And I said sucks, not if people have their channels for maybe 5 or 6 years, and then a lot of their videos get demonetized, even though they generate a lot of views, a lot of income on those videos, and now they get demonetized. And the worst part of it is that when that happens to your videos, a lot of times you don't even know that that happened. Sometimes you have to go back and check yourself, which is really pain in. You can even say the BUTT word here, either to my knowledge from what I read, but that's really a pain in the behinds.
Wow, you can't even say that.
For those of us who don't know much about it, can you explain a little bit more about it, Eddie? Like what it entails and just a little bit of a rundown.
Another thing that I read was that also if people say a better, like let's say you're reacting to music and the music has a lot of cuss words or swear words, or even if it's just another reactor who says one of those words, your channel would get penalty or demonetized for it, even though it wasn't you who said it. But if there's the songs on YouTube or other bigger companies or labels who have a lot of this, but they don't get demonetized because they're probably paying for ads or all that stuff. It just shows who YouTube is really coming for.
Definitely sounds like they're more catered towards advertisers. And I want to add to that as well. I also heard that if you swear in the first 17 to 30 seconds of your video, then they're gonna flag it as not advertiser friendly and you're gonna get demonetized as well.
The other thing to add to that is that I see, it says of the first 15, 17 seconds or 50 seconds, I can't remember anymore. But it says that after that, you could actually maybe say it or not say it, but it gives you like a check, like at the 4 minute mark, at the 6 minute mark. It's not clear, which is the worst part of it. YouTube just says it's the policies. It's not really clear how it works across the board. So it's after the first 17 seconds, can I say it once or twice after? Or how many times can I say it?
It's not freedom of speech that much anymore, especially on the social media platforms. I know we're talking about YouTube, but all of them in general.
Even on it, and Anthony and I, we have a mutual friend. I remember he was like posting some cuss words or something on his story, and it got taken off real quick.
The other thing to bring out is I'm not saying like people should be cussing 24/7 or just spitting words out there on YouTube or Insta or any of those. And they can hire better developers and a way better system to do checks and balances. They just kind of like, here's a policy, it's not clear, you deal with it. And then what happens after that? It creates stress to the independent creators or content creators and artists because all of a sudden you're in a war with YouTube, messaging them, why did I get copyrighted? Or how come this person did it and I did? Because that happens. Some won't and some will. They'll just pick any random person they want to and make their life really hard. And then sometimes even you reach out to them. I heard some people who reach out to them and say they really want to get to the problem, right? And they'll make up an excuse and say, oh, that's not really us. That's our marketing team. And then you reach out to them and like, oh, that's not really us. That's our policy team. And it's like, no, it's you. Like it's YouTube. It's you.
It's in the name. It's you.
Exactly. Remember that song? You.
The policies, first of all, they're already super vague and everybody kind of decipher it differently. In addition to that, the way YouTube applies these policies to creators is not very consistent. Like you mentioned before, some people might get a lot of heat from it and some creators might not even get any heat from it. And that's not really fair at all. You're owned by Google, such a big company, but you can't have a team or have a process to make this better. Like, come on, it makes no sense whatsoever.
And I was gonna say, and let's not forget what made YouTube. YouTube became big because of the independent freedom to create, kind of develop your own content. YouTube became YouTube because of all the independent artists and independent content creators. If it wasn't for them, YouTube would just be owned by just labels, and they wouldn't have the same exposure without everyone else saying, check out my YouTube channel, check out this person, or check out this video. It was basically the people who made YouTube. If it wasn't for all those independent creators, they wouldn't even have much of a platform. And it was the freedom that they gave them, but it seems that now they're taking away the freedom they started with.
It all comes back to content creators making YouTube what it is today, right? It's already stressful making videos, thinking about ideas, editing videos. Then they go and change the requirements to get monetized, and that creates more like work for the content creators. And then on top of this, now these new rules making it way more stressful to make videos and edit videos because you can't say certain things.
Think about this. When you post a video, there's a checks and balances that tells you that your video is okay. Then you post it and it's getting a little bit exposure maybe. And then it gets copyrighted or YouTube blocks something on it. And it's like, but you told me it was okay. So now all of a sudden you're saying now it's not okay. So couldn't they have a better system for checks and balances there and then? Even if it means like when you upload a video, come back 2 hours later just to make sure everything is clear. I'd rather do that than posting something and then getting like, let's say maybe even 5 views or 10 views and then losing all of that exposure, even if it's a little bit, just because YouTube didn't check it right in the first place.
It makes a difference. Like you get views and then YouTube goes and says, hey, it's copyrighted, or hey, you can't say this. And then you have to take the whole video down sometimes and fix it and upload it again. And you're starting at 0.
And why have all these content creators who have YouTube channels for 5 or even 10 years, now their policies affects everything they did in the past, like everything, not just one video, all of them. And if you fight with YouTube, they will say no, but they will start demonetizing or making your channel less exposed.
Yeah,
and
like they wouldn't promote your videos as much. Things that was okay in the past is now not okay just because of new policies. It's not really fair.
just to switch it up to what Anthony was kind of saying, creates this kind of like hate and love relationship with YouTube. Content creators love YouTube and they do love YouTube. They just don't love the way they treat their people, because they're technically their people, right? They're bringing exposure and new creativity to YouTube, but then YouTube wants to limit their freedom to express or to create. And then that creates a stress for both sides. It creates a lot of stress on the content creator and then on the YouTube team just to be responding to emails or to fight with them back and forth. It's not a win-win for either side. It's a lose-lose because they're creating more work on both ends. And now the mental health is a really big thing. YouTube doing this to those creators just really affects their mental health. The ones who have YouTube as their job and actually getting paid and they quit their jobs to do YouTube full time, that creates a lot of stress on them. Like Anthony said, editing or any little change for videos is not easy. Smallest thing, even if you do one minor error and you need to edit, depending on how long the video is, it takes super long to export. And now you got to wait for that, wait for checks and balances again, something wrong again, or the checks and balances read something else, do the same process over again.
Sometimes it checks and then you fix that part, you upload it, you publish it, and then they send you another message. Hey, it's this part now. Tell me all the parts to begin with.
Exactly. Like you said that the other parts were okay at first, but then now I fixed the one that you wanted me to fix. The other parts that were okay before, now all of a sudden needs to be fixed again. What the hell? I mean, what?
Hey.
Edit that out. Edit that out.
And the other thing, why is YouTube taking feedback from these big companies or labels or advertisers who are paying instead of the people who are actually creating content? Wouldn't YouTube improve way better taking feedback from content creators? They're the ones utilizing it. They're the ones creating. They know what's wrong with YouTube. And I mean, where YouTube needs feedback. And a lot of them have great ideas. They never take that in consideration. And because of that, we need to create new words, how to flip curse words that are not cursed anymore. So instead of saying BS, you got to say Bolsheviks.
What if even that might get us demonetized?
You bring another good point. Their captions generator is horrible. It's like the worst. Google owns YouTube and they can come up with another better system there either. The captions, if I say suck, sometimes it thinks I say F-U-C-K and they'll go and demonetize my video even though I didn't say that word. Right now I said Bolsheviks. Maybe they just read the first half of that word and they'll demonetize it because of that, even though there was no emphasis in the T.
Honestly, I think the safest bet gotta use different words altogether. together, maybe.
You just gotta be kid friendly. When you upload it, you know how it asks you like, is this video made for kids? Is it made for people over
18
or something like that? You gotta keep it language under 18.
You know, there's a lot of channels out there who do content for kids who never do anything wrong because their channel is based on for kids. A lot of them are getting demonetized because of the caption generator thing. They think they said a different word, and they're emailing YouTube and saying, well, I didn't even say any of that. Why am I being demonetized if I do content for kids? Even if you do things for kids, even you're not safe.
Yeah, they're coming for the kids now too, even though they have a whole YouTube Kids app.
Does YouTube just want people to quit? Is that what they want? Do they not know if people quit YouTube and stop viewing YouTube, the advertisers who are playing for YouTube are not gonna get views, and those advertisers are gonna lose money?
And YouTube will go down.
Exactly.
Exactly.
They're gonna lose stocks. They're gonna lose a lot of exposure, and then we'll blame Google because Google owns them.
It's the creators that give YouTube exposure, bring in traffic, bring in advertisers. Like without the creators here that people want to watch and support, advertisers wouldn't care about YouTube. Come on,
Yeah.
YouTube, something to think about.
And that's what happened, right? It was all those content creators who brought this exposure. The advertiser said, hey, let's put advertisers there. We'll pay you this much money for putting my ad. It was not YouTube. It was the content creators bringing all of these people to watch things that cost advertising in the first place to invest on YouTube for their advertisement. But it was not YouTube. It was the people.
And also, when we upload a video, what's the point of asking us if it's made for kids, yes or no? And if it's for people over 18, if we can't say anything we want. We check, no, it's not made for kids. It's for people over 18. But yet, you can't say certain things still.
Back in the day on TV, after a certain hour, they know kids were asleep, so it was free for all. Isn't that what the option is for on YouTube? How are cartels posting footage on YouTube? That makes no sense. Shooting, all that stuff, animals being harassed in other countries or in our country too, and those videos are generating a lot of views. Not just on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, but then you limit the actual independent artists or content creators who are actually just trying to make a living or bring happiness to someone else. It's gonna be called F-tube. they don't fix their shenanigans.
It's okay for those big producers to talk about animal abuse, but if we were to say like the F word, oh no, you can't do that.
Don and Anthony have been talking behind not making the video when they said a bad word. It's like an expression of that just comes out in the moment. It wasn't like
what I did earlier.
It wasn't like we planned it and said, oh, we're gonna go on YouTube and at this time I'm gonna say F. Oh, I'm gonna say S. I'm gonna say son of a biscuits.
People don't always cuss, but sometimes it just comes out.
That's how you express yourself. It's not like we come on here and we plan like, oh, you know what, this video, I'm gonna say F-U-C-K 30 times.
I get it. If there's people out there who do that and who are telling people or kids to talk this way, go for those channels. Don't go for the ones who are actually just honest.
Adding more onto that, why can't you say F-U-C-K even once? I mean, we already said this video isn't made for kids, so technically it's made for adults. If we can't say F-U-C-K even once without being offended or something, then are we even adults at this point?
No, I can even say pain in the mountains. It hurts creators of reaction channels a lot because sometimes they're funny doing things like that. It's like they're limiting for them to not be full honest in their reaction. Like, oh wait, I can't.
And some big content creators cuss a lot. Their videos are gonna be taken down like crazy.
This is feedback to improve both ends, YouTube and also creators, so that they're not being stressed out, always worrying about their content. Because when you worry about your content, it also limits you from fully stepping out of the box and creating other things, because you have to worry about fixing things in your videos. We just want people to be aware of this.
This is mainly just add to the discussion of what's going on already. It's impossible to please everybody.
In case we get copyrighted, you're the main person.